Amazing how quickly things become unfamiliar. Now, in today's session, because we have come into a new year, we're all ready, we're all pumped, hopefully. There's all those New Year's resolutions floating about, and there's a sense of newness, a sense of opportunity. So, what we're going to do in today's one, a bit more of a personal development session than a mindfulness one, which happened organically. I didn't plan it that way, but sometimes as a mindset coach, sometimes this just comes out of me. So I hope you'll enjoy this session. But we're going to talk about setting intentions for what you want and who you want to be this year. Now, it's the start of a new year. It's a great time for you to set some intentions and decide what you want to happen this year and who you want to be. Now, the most powerful change, they've done studies on this, neurologically speaking, that a person can make is to change the vision that they see of their future, the vision that they see of what they expect to happen, and second, the identity, the way in which they see themselves, the way in which they believe that they truly are as a person. Now, the change of both your vision of your future and of your own identity, an idea that your mind must conceive and believe. If we just come up, yeah, I'd like to earn $1 million this year and I'd like to become this person, and it's all wishy-washy. There's no real like belief that we are going to achieve those things. It won't change anything. That's the harsh truth of this. Belief is not binary. It's not, do I believe or do I not believe? It's how much? On a scale of 1 to 10, do I believe that I can achieve these things? Do I believe that I can become this person? I think Henry Ford said it best when he said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. When you have a strong level of belief, that usually ends up creating some kind of new fact. As soon as you start believing you can do more, achieve more than you have before last year, and you can go a little bit further, something inside of you shifts. You approach tasks differently. You approach relationships differently when you believe that you deserve to be loved more so than you did before, when you believe that you're capable more so. We've all had that experience where something inside of us has just gone like that, and we're like, I can do this. And we've just gone into it with a level of confidence that kind of bewilders us from before. So what we're going to do in today's session is we're going to really hone in on these two elements, the vision of what we want, something that we want to see happen this year, and the vision or the identity of us being the person who can accomplish it. Now, it's something I kind of earmarked from a book that I absolutely love. Don't know if you guys have read it, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. Fantastic book, very spiritual, but there's this one part that I absolutely love. And it goes, by desiring to be other than what you are, you can create an ideal of the person you want to be and assume that you are already that person. If this assumption is persisted in until it becomes your dominant feeling, the attainment of your ideal is inevitable. The ideal you hope to achieve is always ready for an incarnation, but unless you yourself offer it human parentage, it is incapable of being born. Therefore, your attitude should be one in which, having desired to express a higher state, you alone accept the task of incarnating this new and greater value of yourself. What he's saying there is you have the power to create in your mind any idea of what you want. You can create right now in your mind any idea of how you want the future to go, how you want yourself to be. And if you persist in assuming that that is correct, in believing that you possibly can achieve it, and you're the only person who can do it, your chances of success are instantly doubled. Instantly. So what we're going to do today is we're going to answer some questions. So the first one is, and just take a pen and paper and just write down Mindful Mondays, or you can call this Mindset Mondays, actually, because it's probably more of a, not so much of a mindfulness session, but more of a mindset training session. But just write that down and just write vision and identity. That's the top. Vision and identity. And the date, which is the 1st of the 1st, 2024. Oh God, that number's scary. Not scary, it's exciting, but it's, yeah, 2024. Another new year, new clean slate. We can do what we want, so to speak. Number one, I want you to answer this question in your journal. or on your device or whatever you've got open there. What do you really want to see happen this year? What's something that you really want to see happen this year? And I want you to pick something important. And you can write it by saying the most important thing that I want to see happen this year is. So the most important thing that I want to see happen this year is. And just see what comes to mind. Maybe you can write a couple of dot points if you want. Things that come to mind. And if you need to, just take a pause, breathe in deeply. Just ask yourself, what do I really want to see happen this year? Maybe you want a relationship. Maybe you want to get really, really healthy. Maybe you want to change jobs from one that you maybe don't like that much to one that you do like. Maybe you want to meet some new people, improve your social circle. But just write down a few ideas, what comes to mind. But be honest with yourself. Just ask yourself, what do I really want? And if you guys could just give me a thumbs up either in the chat or just there's an emoji button on here somewhere, or just even if you've got your video on, just give me a thumbs up when you're done. It lets me know when to move on. Thank you, Emma. Matthew, thank you. Good to see you again, Matthew. And when we get one more, oh, beautiful. Thank you, Ali. Good to see you as well. Hope you had a, oh, thanks, Kathy. I saw that cheeky little thumbs up there. I want you to pick one of those things that you wrote down. One of those things, if you wrote a couple or if you just wrote one, I want you to pick one that you think is the most important. The one that you just feel pulled towards. Something's just telling you that's the most important thing. That's what my soul is really craving. That's what my higher self really wants. And once you have picked that, I want you to answer number 2. Oh, thanks, Zarin. What does that look like? I want you to really think about it, look at it and see, okay, what does it look like? And I want you to write by saying, what I can see is, I can see myself, if it's to make a better social, I can see myself going to social gatherings with like-minded people. I can see myself talking confidently, making friends. If it's making more money this year, maybe I can see myself working harder and really dedicating myself to my craft, to my career. What is it that you can see? Remember, vision is so important. Just take a moment here to just go into detail. Imagine that you're a painter or you're a writer and you're describing a scene so that people could see it like it's a movie. What can you see? Have fun with it. Just relax. Take some deep breaths as you're going through it. And again, once you're done or you feel that you've written enough, just give us the thumbs up. Thank you, Matthew. Thanks, Jonathan. And when we get one more, thank you, Ali. Beautiful. And if you're not finished writing, Thanks, Emma. If you're not finished writing and you want to add to it later, leave a couple of lines. I love going back to entries like this and just adding, 3 or 4 lines to it. Because, when you reread it, a new idea comes to, oh, that's a great idea. You're building it. You're building the brain cells of recognition for the idea. It's really interesting how the brain works like that. The more cells of recognition you have for something, the more your brain believes it's an actual thing. But that's also how people can become delusional because they see something so real. So we want to be, focus on something that we want that's in harmony with the laws of our being. But number 3, I want you to answer this question. Who accomplishes this thing that you've written? And I want you to write by saying, the person I will become to achieve this is. Have a look at what you've written. What version of you would come out to take the controls of the ship or boat or whatever you call the vessel that is your life? What version of you would come out and guide you to that? So the person I will become to achieve this is, maybe you'll become more confident. Maybe you'll become more driven. Maybe you'll become more loving, more open. Maybe you're becoming someone who sets stronger boundaries. If you're after a relationship, maybe you become even more attractive to your ideal partner. Just let your mind go to any idea of kind of person you would become to achieve this. What's the shift that you see happening? And again, just breathe your way through this. There's no pressure. We're expanding our mind here. If you want to earn more money, maybe it's you're becoming someone who's on top of their finances. You're becoming more ambitious. And again, this is just an exercise, just expanding our mind. You're safe to write anything you want down. I'm not going to come over there and make you become that person if you don't want to. Or if you decide to be a client of mine, then unfortunately that would happen. But I do like pushing people to challenge themselves. So I hope you can appreciate that and enjoy this process. And once again, once you're done with this, just give us a thumbs up emoji or thank you, Emma. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, Matthew. Beautiful. This is the fun thing, guys. This is you being creative. You get to decide who you want to be, who you were last year, who you've been in the past, things that have happened to you. They don't have to define who you are or who you end up being in the future. I had chronic fatigue syndrome for 17 years. That was who I saw myself as being. I was that person. I was in bands for many years. I saw myself as that kind of person. Walking away from an identity that you have can be difficult because suddenly you don't know who you are without it. But when you get excited by something and you use the right processes, it can be a lot of fun. Change doesn't always have to be scary and feel like you're losing. I love the law of sacrifice. A lot of people don't like sacrificing who they are and what they used to think. But sacrifice, the actual word means giving up something of a lesser nature for something of a higher nature. You don't sacrifice things that are important to you. You sacrifice something that's less important for something that's more important. And sometimes it's difficult to let go, but having a healthy relationship with the idea that sometimes I'm going to have to not be as nice to certain people so that I can prioritize myself is something that we need to sacrifice and get comfortable with. But anyway, I digress. Moving on to number 4. I love this question. This is a beautiful question. I want you to really expand your mind with this one. What do you need to assume? And this is an interesting one. So you can phrase it by saying, what I need to assume in order to harmonize my being with my ideals is. So what I need to assume in order to harmonize my being with my ideal is. And I've put it in the chat. I had to assume that I could get healthy. I had to assume that I hadn't turned over every stone, that I could get to a point where I was energized, healthy, not getting sick anymore. I had to assume that. I had to assume there is something out there that's going to help me get better. When I left the band, I had to assume that I was going to make friends in other capacities because I was leaving a lot of friends behind when I left that life. I had to assume a certain things. And if you want to make more money, you have to, maybe you want to assume this is not going to turn me into a bad person. I can earn more money and still be a good person. If you want to make more friends this year and that's your goal, maybe you need to assume that there's a lot of people out there that would really benefit from you being in their life. Now, this can be a tough one, but it's good. The harder these questions are for you to answer, the more beneficial they are. It's like going to a gym. If you go to lift weights and you can just lift it up really easily, you're not getting anything out of it. Maybe you need to assume that you're stronger than you've ever known possible. Maybe you need to assume that you have something amazing to give. Maybe you need to assume that people are nicer than you've been thinking they are. And again, once you're done or you feel complete, just put a little thumbs up in there just to let me know. Thank you, Matthew. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, Emma. Beautiful. All right, guys, you did really well. This was more of a personal development session. So I hope you did enjoy a little shift of pace. I kind of felt inspired, of all the New Year's resolutions and people getting psyched up for it. I thought I'd bring a little bit of that intention setting for the future. And I hope that through going through this, you got a little bit excited and you realized, there's some new ways I could think about this. I'll put these questions in the Mindful Mondays group chat. So if you want to do them at your own time throughout the week, I always believe that the first time I answer the question, I kind of bumble my way through it. And then the second time I answer it, I get more definite. And the more definite you get with your answers, the more confident you get with your answers. That's when something shifts. When you go to play golf, if you're like, oh, okay, kind of swing, like that. The next time you're, oh, hang on, I did all these things wrong. So next time I do this. And the more times you do it, the better you get at it, the more. And these are thoughts about the future and these are thoughts about what we want. So it can be quite powerful. Now, we're going to jump into a meditation / visualization. So I want you to just get nice and comfortable in your seat. Stretch out if you need to. Like really stretch out. Let any energy that's in your body right now that's not serving you, that's not feeling good, just let it out. Just shake your body. We want to sit here nice and comfortable. I like to just move myself as much as possible. Just get rid of any energy that's not helping me, that's not going to be beneficial. And I'm going to play some music through these speakers once I remember how to do this. Can't believe it. It's been like 2 weeks and I'm already feeling like a novice at Zoom. My apologies for this, guys. Oh, that's not it. Okay, we have to minimize this. Okay, there we go. Oh, we got there in the end. I panicked for a bit there, guys. I'm not going to lie. So just take a moment to get nice and comfortable. Just take a moment to just relax into the space. Just let your body get comfortable. Allow yourself to be seated. Put your hands in your lap in a nice, comfortable position. And when you feel ready, close your eyes. And just take a moment to remind yourself that you're here practicing mindfulness. In this session, this time is for you. Nothing else for you to do. All your focus, all your attention being brought right here, right now, into this moment. Nothing for you to do. Just be here. We're going to start some breathing. So we're just going to breathe all the way in through our nose, into our stomach, feel our whole body expand. Hold for a moment and just let out through our mouth with a bit of a sigh. Just let out anything that's building up within you. And we're going to take our first inhale in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through your nose, all the way in, filling up your stomach, filling up your chest, feeling yourself expand. Hold for a moment. Just let it out through your mouth with a sigh. Just let it all out. Let your body decompress. And we're going to take our next inhale in through our nose, all the way in, filling our whole body with oxygen, feeling our whole body expand upwards, holding for just a moment, and let it out again through your mouth with an even bigger sigh. Beautiful, well done. Take another deep inhale through your nose, all the way in. Into your stomach, feel your whole body just expand into your chest. Pause for a moment and release out through your mouth with a really big sigh. Just letting it all out. Just allowing your breathing to return to normal. Just becoming aware of how you're feeling right now. Any dominant emotions, feeling. No need to get upset by them or excited by them, just observing how you're feeling. Now, in your mind, I want you to imagine the thing that you really want to see happen in this coming year, the thing that you find most important to you. I want you to start seeing it as if it's already happened, as if you're in the moment right now experiencing it as done. What can you see? I want you to just take a minute here to just go through the scene. See what you can see as if it's happening right now. It's done. What are you experiencing? What are you seeing? Let your mind see all the tiny details of this vision. If there's any people there, notice their expressions. How do they look? Do they look happy? Do they look excited? Notice any colors that you can see. Just any details. Go right deep into it, like you're painting the scene of a movie. Now I want you to start becoming aware of the kind of person that you are, the kind of person that you have become, living in this ideal. Start noticing all the things about yourself that have enabled you to become a person who enjoys this ideal. Imagine for a moment you're having a moment of introspection. Just thinking right now, what is it that I now believe to be true about myself, about the world, that has enabled me to do this? What am I now believing? Do I believe that I'm strong? Do I believe that I'm really capable? What are the dominant new beliefs that you now have about yourself, about the world, or maybe even other people? What are those beliefs? Going through this, take a few deep breaths in and out. I want you to now, as you're seeing this, as you're experiencing yourself being this person, how do you feel? How do you feel in this vision, in this identity, with these beliefs? What does it feel like in your body Take a moment to just scan yourself as if it's really happening right now. What's the dominant vibration of your body at this point? And I want you to now imagine in this vision, you're stepping back. You're starting to see it from like a third eye, a third person view. And you're seeing yourself interacting in this life, being this kind of person. You're just watching yourself experience your ideal, be the kind of person that has made it happen. Just watching them. I want you to imagine from the scene, you turn around and they lock eyes with you, and they smile at you, they give you a little wave, take a deep breath, and they put their hand on their heart, and they look at you and they say, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to become real. Thank you for giving me life and allowing me to experience this ideal. Feel a sense of pride washing over you, a sense of determination to live the way that you want to live. And they just turn back to their life, how it's going, that scene, and they just continue onwards. You start to see that scene slowly disappearing from your mind, slowly just zooming out, away from it. You feel yourself coming back where you're sitting right now in your body. Start to become aware of weight on the surface below you. Aware of how your fingers and toes are feeling right now. Becoming aware of your breathing again. You're fully back into this space. Now, you start noticing the temperature of the room, and you start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Slowly come back into your body, back into now. Move your neck from side to side, whatever you want to do. But slowly just come back into the space. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. Well done, guys. Well done. I hope that you enjoyed today's session. It was something a little bit different to what we normally do, but if it was challenging, just remember that's good. But if it was maybe too challenging and you didn't enjoy that, that's completely fine as well. You can let me know. I love hearing feedback. But yeah, well done for being here. It's not easy the first day of the new year to just come to a session like this, but it just shows that you guys are dedicated to being the best versions of yourself, to finding that stillness, finding that calmness, finding that meaning, finding those ideals, moving forward. You know, I always believe that we can either be the creator of our reality or our reality creates our own experience. And I like to be the kind of person, especially when you're stuck in a situation that's not going well, I like to be the creator. I I like to be the one who says, well, this is happening, but I don't want that anymore. I want to create the reality I want to live in. And I'm going to work on doing that. And that's what you're all doing by just by being here. Maybe you're not consciously aware of it, but it's something to celebrate. And I think today's session was a hard one. So I think everyone should give themselves a pat on the back for being here and just showing up and doing the work. Well done. Oh, no worries, Emma. Awesome way to kick off 2024. I thought so. I was doing some of this work today, and I thought this is a great idea to share with the group. So thank you for being here. I'm going to stop the share. Stop the recording. But if you want to stay on and have a chat about anything that's going on in your life, anything that you thought interesting from the session today, please feel free to stick around and have a chat. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely week ahead, either way, whether you stay on or not. And I hope that 2024 is the best damn year it has ever been for each and every one of you. It's good to go in with high expectations or not expectations, but intentions, and to just put ourselves out there. So well done. And